So today, we got a dancing dragon game, but this time, we're pairing it with the piercing arrow, which is going to give us 50% crit damage when we crit, and we might even lamp our dragon too. But hey, we'll survive until round 18? Let's find out. Okay, let's go and do some rank games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Ranger. We do start off with Amid Life with the new basket, which is actually, that's going to give us a ton of healing efficiency and a ton of healing efficiency. And basically, being in round 1, we're going to get a ton of sales with this starting bag. So we want to grab any item we can grab on sale, like this wooden sword. We want to put lifesteal on it. Let's grab a shield. Let's grab a stone. Let's grab our pocket sand. I'm going to roll. I'm also going to grab the broom, but I'm thinking about actually just grabbing this set of healing herbs. We could keep our shield here, or we could sell it to grab our healing herbs as well. Or we could just grab the shiny shell. Craft up a shell totem. I think I'm going to grab the shiny shell. I'm going to reserve both of these for now. And yeah, I'm going to move on with this for now. So we start off with 20 more max life. We get a ton more healing efficiency with 2 nature items. And I'm hoping that this chipped ruby is going to heal. Yeah, it's still only healing for 1. I thought it might heal for more, but it is what it is. It's still going to be quite nice healing in general. And you know what? It's not looking too close here. Yeah, we definitely have the advantage going to begin as Pyromancer. And awesome. Now that's a crazy absurd amount of items I do want to grab. I really want to grab the banana. I do want to craft this up into a hero sword as well. And I do want to grab our healing herbs. The only thing is, do we actually want to keep this weapon for this round? I really want 2 weapons. We don't have a shield in. Yeah, I think I'm going to rock on with this round. Craft up a hero sword. And we'll see how we get on. We are going to begin a very, very similar setup, except they're using chipped ruby in their backpack, which is going to give them another chance to inflict a bit of poison. It's also going to deal some damage to us while it gives them life still. But hey, they're going to be inflicting a ton of poison on us, which could actually wear us down here overall. But so far, it's actually looking still pretty good for us. I say that as that poison is stacking up. And the fatigue is going to chip us down as well, but without that Amulet life, we definitely would not have won that. But hey, we got a hero sword. We finally got some storage. We're actually going to move our items outside it. We could go for spike shield here. Another thing is, I do like grabbing walrus tusks on the ranger because you can grab those tusk piercers. That's going to be dealing a ton of damage. But I'm going to start off by grabbing our garlic here. I might actually sell our shield here. I'm going to sell our shield. I'm going to take this too. And I kind of actually want to roll here, trying to find ourselves another stone, but I'm going to save for 1 gold. Next round, we are going to get our skill, and we're going to see what we can get from this. Hoping for something like Smelly Wall. That'd be kind of awesome. Maybe even Spicy Banana. But we'll see. Can we keep up with this other ranger who is rocking a shell totem for lots of heals, lots of power? They do also have a health pot, but the thing is, they only have 1 wooden sword to deal that damage. Now, it is stacking up. It's dealing 5 to 7 per hit, while our 2 weapons is doing roughly the same damage combined. But that shell totem is going to provide quite a bit of heals as well. But we also have a decent bit of heals with our tiny bit of life still, which is now 2 health per hit, which is kind of awesome. And that little chipped ruby has put in a lot of work for us. So we do have a choice to make. We got super spacious, we got no rush please, and we got uniquely unique. No rush please could be kind of awesome if we're going for poison ivy type build, meaning that we can inflict a bunch of debuffs, make an opponent take more damage, while we also take a lot less damage. But it's really not great right now. Super spacious, nice and all, higher chance to find bags on sale, and triggers an item super fast. But this also triggers an item super fast, and it's insanely fun as well. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Now, it does give us Snow Kick, which has been buffed a lot lately. Do we still want to grab it though? You know what, let's grab our storage. The big advantage for playing random characters is getting that Star of Courage for the uniquely unique. It is 6 gold. I'm going to take it for now. That's going to be definitely crazy for sure. Now the thing is, we're actually losing a lot of nature items inside of our new basket to actually place in our snow cake for now, but I really want a super fast hero sword with a little chipped ruby, while also inflicting a ton of cold on our opponent as well. So I think we're actually just going to continue on with this for now, in this position. You grab yourselves another shiny shell. You know, I'm going to save for 2 gold. I'm going to move on with this, but this should potentially be awesome. Although this opponent will have a lot of damage with a molten spear. Well, can we slow him down with our Snowcake here? Potentially. We'll see now. Nourish, please, with Snowcake would have been awesome, but we wouldn't have got Snowcake unless we took this uniquely unique. But hey, Hero Sword, triggering every 1 second, giving us that tiny bit of heals. Is that actually going to be enough here? Unfortunately, our opponent's damage is looking pretty darn tough. Yeah, so we do end up falling short. It is what it is. We definitely need to increase our damage overall. Let's grab our gloves. Let's grab a customer card. I'm going to roll once here. That's a Tusk Piercer. I definitely want to grab this bit of storage as well. And we could go for Claws attack, but I actually really want to go for freaking Falcon Blade into a Tusk Piercer. But yeah, I'm going to rock on once again. Now we've made this even faster. It does eat up a lot more stamina, which is going to be a little less than ideal, but with the Hero Sword, it is a relatively low stamina cost weapon. So increasing the speed of it isn't that crazy, to be honest. So we just want a super fast weapon for now. So our little Trip Ruby can put in a lot of work for us. But can we keep up with this hammer, guard power, dagger type build? They do have quite a bit of power. And they're stacking up their regen as well. Now we are slowing down quite a bit, making him miss as well with the blind, so potentially we can outpace him here. And hell yeah, it's looking awesome. Now that's a lamp. That's also a skull badge. Well, I'm taking the bow and arrow here. And I'm thinking about selling this broom. Selling this broom. We could also take an undead amulet, but if we want a Falcon Blade, we do have to roll right now. So I'm going to take out our customer card. Let's roll. Let's buy another one on sale. I also really want the storage, but gotta roll again. And I mean, that's a crit with staff. Crit with staff is hard to pass up. I'm gonna sell our broom though. I don't really want that anymore. Now, unfortunately, I really want this acorn collar. But we do have a bunch of customer cards. We're also gonna grab this extra stone. And I think we're actually gonna move on with this. For now, unfortunately. We're gonna get a crits. We're gonna craft up a Tusk Piercer. And we'll see how we get on. Can we deal with a double rainbow magic staff type opponent? Now they do have mana generation with the toad and blueberries, so we could be in big trouble here. Unless our Snowcake can put in a lot of work, slowing down our opponent insanely fast. But Snowcake is relatively slow here. I mean, it's 1.75 seconds to stack up coal, but by the time we get enough coal here, our opponent has kind of smashed us down, unfortunately. Now if we did take crit with staff, it would have been insane because we do have our fancy fencing rapier right now. Let's grab this. And the thing is, do we still want to go for Falcon Blade here? Do we even want Snowcake? I think I'm actually going to sell Snowcake here. As crazy as that is, I do want the fastest uniquely unique possible. Now I'm going to craft this up into a customer card. You know what? I think I'm actually going to. Let's place our stones in. And yeah, our build is looking a hell of a lot better. The only thing is we need some luck stacking for our fancy fencing rapier, as well as our crit chance here. But this is going to have a crazy absurd amount of attack speed. It doesn't cost an insane amount of stamina, while our Tusk Piercer should be able to deal quite big damage too. So our DPS has freaking skyrocketed. Hell yeah. Now speaking of literal luck stacking, we do have Meg Clover. We can just take luck from the get-go. We also got Piercing Arrow, which will make our fancy fencing rapier deal a ton of damage. It's also stacking up our luck. So instant luck are generating crazy absurd amount of luck while giving us even more damage. This also helps us find unique items too, which could be kind of fun. But I think we're going to take Piercing Arrow to that. Now that is Cubert, which can generate up quite a bit of empower for ourselves as well. And we also got ourselves a Stone Skin Potion, which is kind of awesome. Do we actually want to take Cubert here? I think we're safe enough to sell our Hero Sword. Because I mean, we could take Cubert, place it in here. But is it really going to be that great for us? Unfortunately, if we did take the Big Bowl of Treats, I would take it. So I'm not going to take it today. And I do kind of want to grab a card, so if we do stack up a bunch of luck, we start stacking up Empower too. I'm going to keep rolling for now. That is another pair of gloves, which I do want to grab, as well as another fanny pack, which I'm going to be taking in the next rounds, for sure. Now, do we want to grab ourselves an armor here as well, making us tanky so we can actually survive till we scale up our fancy fencing rapier? I think we are definitely going to do so. Now, as well as the card is going to be super fast activated for Piercing Arrows, so we should be able to stack up our luck insanely fast. Scaling up our crits to deal some big damage while also scaling up our fancy fence rapier. Now, is that actually going to be enough? Because we have ran out of spikes and just barely surviving here. Which is kind of mad. How about we just take a dancing dragon instead? It will give us instant luck. Instant luck, so we have crit chance from the get-go. Fancy fencing rapier. It's been good, but see ya. Let's grab our dancing dragon. Do we even want the tusk piercer? It doesn't use up a whole lot of stamina, but if we're going to make this the fastest dancing dragon alive, then this wants to go too. Or am I crazy? We're getting rid of it. Let's grab our armor. Let's grab the Strudge. The only thing is, we do need a lot of magic items for our dancing dragon, so we can start off with a bunch of heat and mana. But yeah, we're going to move on with this pretty much instantly. We should have a lot of defenses. We should be able to cleanse some of that poison our opponent does stack up, especially with our holy armor and our card, which is going to be kind of nice. Decreasing our crit chance overall. Now we should have infinite scaling crit chance, which is going to be really nice. Is it going to be enough though? It's looking super close, and unfortunately we do end up falling short. Unfortunately. Now, here's the crazy thing. Acorn Collar, reducing the stamina cost on our dancing dragon is awesome. Or we could just take double rainbow and get an insane amount of luck stacked. Or we could just take Bagtacular, which I mean is going to help with our base stamina regen anyway, which is going to give us base stamina regen with stamina sacks. So overall, I think Bagtacular might still be our best play here. Even though I don't rarely take Acorn Ace, we could try to make a crit with staff as well, but it might be a little bit too late for that. But I think we're going to take Bagtacular here. We got a shield on sale for 6, which is crazy. By the way, reserving these gloves is really, really bad since it is round 10. Yeah, unfortunately. Now, the flute is a magic item I'm going to be taking. I'm going to roll. I really want this storage, but I'm going to keep rolling. Prismatic Orb is going to be another magic item as well. But it is super, super expensive. Little protective purses we have to grab too, and we could grab ourselves a customer card instead of the gloves. Now I know this is going to be 20% increased attack speed, where taking a little customer card is going to be 10%. But it's a lot easier positioning. The only thing is we can't really fit in our shield just yet. I do want to grab the push build, even though it's probably going to be the worst we can take for now, but you're going to move on with this for now. Getting a flute as well can help with our stamina just a little bit. It also gives us block as well, and also helps stack up our luck too. So it should be pretty darn awesome. It also gives us heat as well, which apparently is going to be stolen from these squirrels. And our opponent does have a crazy absurd amount of power, and we're actually bleeding lives. Taking this might have been pretty bad for us. Now I'm going to grab this. I also want to grab the fanfare, as this is going to be another magic item too. And with the fanfare, it's also going to help remove our stamina from our opponent, especially with that Shield of Valor. But do we still want a Prismatic Orb here? It's super expensive. It is going to be a mana item. It does help with our healing efficiency, but is it actually worth it here? Genuinely. I think I might actually leave it, because finding one mana orb here is going to be a hell of a lot better. And I actually really want to grab it this round, literally. So I'm going to sell our healing herbs. One custom card here. A garlic and a shiny shell, so we can grab this. I'm going to craft up a moon shield. Moon shield is going to block range damage as well, which is exactly why we want to craft it up. Which is quite literally probably going to be the best item we can get for ourselves. Now let's go ahead and move on with this for now. Actually, let's place our stones in. And yeah, let's keep moving for now. Okay. So once you get a moon shield in, we should be in a fantastic spot overall. Now with each bit of luck, we also resist a crazy absurd amount of debuffs. So frost stacking builds, yeah, they're going to be stacking up more frost than themselves. So we counter this spawn quite nicely overall. I say that as they start stacking up that cold. But hey, that's some big damage from a dancing dragon, and awesome. Now speaking of crazy insane, how about we just grab ourselves a flame badge, basically giving us 6 more heat from the very beginning and give more damage to our dancing dragon. Let's take it. Let's also grab this too, craft up the burning coal. And I don't want any of these items. We could actually have went for crew with staff, but let's keep moving. Protect little purses, always have to take. That's going to be 30 block per protective purse. Now, do you want any of these? Eye lamp. Since we're going to scale up so much accuracy anyway with luck, yeah, we don't necessarily need it. Now, stone helmet. We could take a stone helmet, but if we're trying to burst down our opponents here, maybe don't actually want them. This is going to give us a ton of mana. I do actually want to just keep rolling for now. We could try to lamp our dragon too, which I'm kind of down for. Protect little purse again. Have to take. Always have to take these freaking protect little purses. Now we can also grab ourselves another shield here. But I don't think I'm going to. We definitely want the DJINN'S lamp because that is going to be another magic item. It's also going to potentially be able to lamp our dancing dragon. The only thing is we need spikes. So actually taking those potions, definitely going to be worthwhile. But hey, we got an insane amount of luck from the get-go. And our dancing dragon is dealing some big damage right now. It's actually looking a little bit closer than I'd like, but hey, not too bad overall. Now speaking of insane, how about Villain Sword? Or maybe not. How about we just grab a DJINN'S lamp? The only thing about the lamp is actually using up our luck, so we have a lot less crit chance. But we still should be able to generate up quite a bit with a piercing arrow as well. And we could take a piggy bank here for extra monies if we really want to as well. And since we're getting some heat, we could actually craft up a sun armor here, which I'm also kind of down for. Now let's save our 2 gold. Let's go ahead and move on with this for now. I will see how we get on. And we are taking on a Poison Ivy, but we're going to resist all the debuffs, which is going to be crazy insane for us. We are starting to get some poison through though. And if they do manage to get 18, we're going to take a lot of damage. But hey, yes, not even close here. We definitely are getting our build online, which is going to be amazing. Now speaking of amazing, we can craft up our sun armor, and we got ourselves a stone skill potion. We also got ourselves a phoenix as well, but I'm not sure if we actually want that. Now we do want to grab the storage, we do want to craft this up, and I do want to grab ourselves a lucky clover. Maybe the lucky clover is a little bit of a waste here, but since we're going to be stacking up so much luck, let's roll again. Now Draconic Orb is going to be guaranteed crits. It is on sale, but we're going to have crits anyway, so is it actually going to be worth taking here over another DJINN'S lamp? The thing is, it is a heat item, which I do want to craft this up into sun armor. The only thing is, with crafting up a sun armor, it is going to use up a lot more heats from our dancing dragon, reducing the damage that this actually deals. But it will provide quite a bit of heat if you do manage to get a bunch of heat items around it. So yeah, I'm going to take the Draconic Orb. I'm going to take the DJINN'S lamp. And we could take another flute as another magic item. But let's craft up our stone skill potion. Let's craft up our sun shields. We have a crazy absurd amount of heats. And luck. Now our opponent does have some invulnerability with the King's Crown, but they are running a Lampin Serpent Staff, which again resists a crazy absurd amount of poison and amazing damage. Literally awesome. Now we actually end up with a 56 DPS. Our opponent did have 25 DPS. As for heals, not a whole lot of heals, and as for block, yeah, block, our damage needs to increase. But I definitely think we can make this a lot crazier, so I'm going to continue on for now. Speaking of crazier, how about we just grab Pop? It is another magic item, it is a pet, so it doesn't use any stamina. Maybe we do want to grab it. Now let's grab a Draconic Orb. Yeah, I actually kind of want to grab Pop here. As for the Amulet Life, I do also want to place it in, but I also really want another lamp here. Now we could actually stack our lamps on our dragon, which I'm kind of down for. But we need as much heat around our stun armor so we actually generate up quite a bit of heat for ourselves. And I think we kind of need all these items. We don't necessarily need the car, but it is nice to start trying to get some more power the longer the fight goes on. So I'm kind of down for keeping it. So yeah, I'm going to actually just move on with this. So the longer the fight goes on, we're also going to be getting rid of a lot of heats with our stun armor, which is going to be a little less than ideal, but we should be able to lamp our dragon, and we should be able to deal insane damage right now. Literal insane damage, which is awesome. Our Gingerbread Jerry. Yeah, I don't think we actually want Gingerbread Jerry. Let's grab this. Let's grab Pop. Let's roll. Do we want free monies? Do we want another Draconic Orb? It is another heat item. It does get rid of spikes, but again, Dancing Dragon is going to be a ranged weapon. I'm going to take down Silvery Combobulator. I'm going to roll once. And I really want this fanny back as well. So as for on Silvery Combobulator, I'm not sure if we can actually place this in. We might have to wait around here. But I also want more heat around our sun armor. I also want our card in so we start stacking up some empower for good old Pop friend as well. And our unique is going to have to switch to this side. But we're just going to have to wait for some more storage. So yeah, I'm going to continue on with this for now. Now we'll see. Is this going to be good enough? Because our opponent does have Draconic Orb, which means it's going to be a lot tougher to stack up our spikes. But if we do get our spikes online, our Dancer Dragon is going to deal some insane damage. Now, they do get invulnerability as well, which might actually give him the advantage here. However, he's looking super close and just barely in time. That Dancing Dragon, crazy damage. Speaking of crazy, we could actually go for Flame Up as well, but yeah, that's just crazy. That's just something we don't want. What we actually want is another DJINN'S Lamp, that's for sure. The thing is, we won't be able to use our unstable recombobulator if we do take it, and I kind of wanted to get rid of our Ambit of Life, but I'm still going to take it. I'm going to start Lucky Clover 2 roll once. That's a mana orb, which I do want to grab as well, and also this bit of storage. I'm going to be crazy, going to sell our unstable recombobulator as much as I'd love to actually keep it and use it, but I also really want this fanny pack, because the more DJINN'S Lamps we do have in, the easier it is to actually just lamp our Dancer Dragon. But it is pretty tough to actually fit in, because with our setup, it really wants to be this way. We really want our setup to be pretty much like this. We're heating here, but then we can't actually have our pop in unless we do this, and then, yeah, it kind of leads to bad positioning overall. Whereas we definitely want our heat around our Sun Armor too. The only thing is, we could place this down below. Have our lamp situated here. We do lose a lot of speed on our freaking Dancing Dragon, but is that going to be okay? Potentially. We could also try to lamp or pop since it doesn't use any stamina as well. But since we added in, but I still think this is going to be good enough here. We might not have the insane speed, but I still think it's going to be worth it. Now, this is the final round to craft. Is there anything we actually want to craft? Not exactly. So, yeah, let's continue on for now. I'm still going to be using our Moon Shields as a trigger for a Piercing Arrow with a super fast pop as well. Okay, that's some big damage. Our opponent is going to actually be inflicting a ton of debuffs on us, but we do resist quite a bit. And is it going to be close here? Definitely not. Dancing Dragon with a Piercing Arrow is a ton of fun. Now, do we grab ourselves a Rainbow Badge here? I don't think so. Let's grab this. Let's grab more block. We could grab ourselves another Flute, which I'm not going to. Do you want any of these items? Not exactly. Another Protectable Purse is going to have to be grabbed as well. Now, I'm going to roll again. Do we actually want the Acorn Collar here? I don't think we really do. Maybe we do actually, because we're going to be potentially lamping a few times here. You know what? I'm not going to take it. I'm going to roll once, and I really want the storage. I would also love to craft up Sun Shield here as well. But I think I'm going to sell 1 Pocket Sand and 2 Flames here. Then grab this storage. Place in our strong Stun Skip Pop beside our Moon Shields, and have our card in as well. And this is going to be our final builds. Now, we did place our Mana Orb in here, so it's going to be triggering off our Dancing Dragon along with our DJINN'S Lamp, along with our Moon Shield. So we should have insane amounts of mana. Now, I did actually target pop one of our lamps here, so we could place our Mana Orb in the most ideal position that we can place it in. So we're going to go ahead and see if this is going to be good enough. Is Lamp and Pop going to be bad time here? Now, we are going to begin a crazy Piercing Arrow, multi-knife to meet you dagger type build. They're going to get insane amounts of damage within 4 seconds. However, can we actually keep up with our build? Our Dancer Dragon, we got decent bits of power, we got tons of heat, we got lots of spikes. All we need is a bit of block. And unfortunately, it does come down to a Flute actually stacking up our block, which is a little bit troublesome here. Yeah, that's one major flaw in our build, and unfortunately, we do actually end up getting smashed. Now, the thing is, our opponent did actually resist an insane amount of crits, so they did counter us quite hard here. If we're not critting, we're not dealing damage, and we actually only end up with an 82 DPS overall. But honestly, facing other builds that deal a ton of damage early on was a big counter to us. Makes it a lot harder to actually lamp our dragon. We did end up with an 82 DPS, but our opponent had so much damage reduction, it wasn't even funny for the first couple of seconds of the fight. Now, as for heals, we ended up with a 15 heal per second with 20 max life gains. And as for block, we actually ended up with a 34 block per second. But anyways, we may have lost the final fight, but this build was still a ton of fun. Now, we did survive 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 19, ranking us up quite a bit actually, back into Masters once again. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, can we deal with a blind stack of builds? Yeah, we should be able to smash this, because we resist a ton of debuffs. We should be able to lamp this Dancing Dragon, and we should potentially be able to lamp it again, or maybe even pop. The thing is, we are running no stamina since we are running that Sun Shield, but hey, not too bad overall. Okay, can we deal with a katana type build with some DJINN'S lamps. Potentially. They're going to be moving a lot of our buffs. They're going to be reducing a lot of our scaling damage. But can we actually deal down our opponents before they get their katana to deal some big damage? And hell yeah. We definitely can. And can we deal with a shielded, crit with staff, magic torch, mana thirst, Aegisal's leaf? What about Goober? They're actually going to get tons and tons of heals. They're going to get lots and lots of mana from their moon shields. And they're going to deal some big damage. But you know what? We also deal some big damage too.